Okay, in Bible, we had talked about the stories that people were following Jesus. They were following him from town to town as he traveled. They wanted to listen to his stories. They wanted to see the miracles that he did. Well, today, as Jesus traveled, two of his disciples go into a town to get a little donkey. His disciples may have wondered, do we need money to buy this donkey? Who's going to give us a donkey? Jesus told him, just as you enter the town, you will see a young donkey. And a young donkey is called a colt. You will see a colt, and one that has never been ridden. The donkey will be tied up. Untie him and bring him to me. If anybody questions this, you just say, the Lord needs him, and he will bring him back soon. So away went the two disciples. Soon they found the little donkey in the street. So he was tied at the doorway, just as Jesus had said. As they were untying the donkey, the owner cried out, wait, stop! What are you doing? That is my colt. What are you doing? The disciples answered, just as Jesus had told him, the Lord needs the donkey. The owner seemed to know exactly what the disciples were talking about, and he let them take the donkey. Jesus wanted to use that donkey. Jesus had a plan for that donkey. Just like Jesus has a plan for you, he had a plan for that donkey. The two disciples obeyed the Lord. They brought the donkey to where Jesus was. Then the disciples threw their coats across the donkey, and Jesus got on the donkey. Do you think that donkey tried to buck him off or tried to go wild? No, that donkey was just as calm as if he had been ridden a bunch of times. I guarantee that donkey was like, hey, someone special is on my back. Someone special. Just like at Christmas time we talked about the special baby. This was that special person. This was God's son. And he is on my back because he had a plan for me. So Jesus got on and the donkey behaved. The disciples knew that this was most unusual, and that was a miracle. The donkey did not seem to think it was strange. After all, Jesus is God. He is the one that created the donkey. Some people spread out their coats along the road. Others cut branches of palm trees, and they waved, shouting, Hosanna! Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord. Hail to the King! Jesus rode the donkey into the city of Jerusalem. After Jesus rode through the streets of Jerusalem, he and his 12 disciples went up to the upstairs room, where they sat down together to eat the Passover meal. Jesus knew that this would be the last night on earth. He told his disciples that he would soon leave them. As Jesus sat at the table, his heart was filled with sadness. Jesus knew that Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, really did not love him, but only pretended to love him. Jesus also knew that soon Judas would tell Jesus' enemies where to find him. Jesus looked at his disciples. One of you will betray me. Well, great sadness swept over all the disciples. They felt so sad. Which of them would do anything to hurt Jesus? One by one they said, Am I the one, Lord? Is it me? Is it me? Jesus replied, It is one of you 12 eating with me now. John leaned closer to Jesus and whispered, Lord, who is it? Jesus showed him by dipping some bread into the sauce, and he handed it to Judas. Judas looked at Jesus. Master, is it I? Yes, and what you going to do? Go do quickly. Jesus knew what Judas would do. He knew all about Judas. Remember, Jesus knows everything about us. Jesus finished the Last Supper after Judas had gone. Quietly, he said to the disciples, I will soon be going away from you, and I want you to remember what I have done for you. Jesus told the disciples many things about himself. Do you know why God, the Son Jesus, came to earth from heaven? God had a very special reason for Jesus to be on earth. Jesus knew that his time on earth was nearly over. He knew that his enemies were making plans to kill him. The disciples tried to listen carefully to all that Jesus said, but they did not understand what was about to happen. So, there in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus asked his disciples to stay back and to pray. He said, wait here and watch and stay. Jesus left and he went into the garden and he prayed. He prayed to God. God, please let this cup pass from me. He knew what was coming. Yeah, he didn't want to do it, but he knew it's not my will. It's your will, God. This is your plan that you have for me, and this is what I need to do. Jesus prayed so hard that he sweat blood. He was praying, God, please help me go through this. Give me the strength to be able to do this. And he did it because he loves us so much. Jesus prayed and he prayed. He went back and checked on his disciples. But then somebody's coming. Who do you think was coming? Meanwhile, here they come. They were angry and they took Jesus to Pilate, the man in charge of all the Jews. Crucify Jesus, they said. Crucify him. Well, some bad people who did not love God wanted to get rid of Jesus. They paid money to Judas, one of Jesus' disciples, so Judas would show them where Jesus is. Judas took money and he said, I know where he's at. I'll bring him to you. The soldiers came and they arrested Jesus. And here's Judas. The soldiers took Jesus to the leaders who hated him. The leaders tried to make Jesus say wrong things, but did Jesus do anything wrong? No. Jesus had never did anything wrong. He was perfect. He was God's son. But they were angry and they wanted to crucify him. Soldiers took Jesus outside the city of Jerusalem to a hill called Calvary. There, they put Jesus on a cross. They nailed his hands and his feet to 2 pieces of wood. People came by and looked at Jesus and the other 2 men who were also on the cross. Some of the people made fun of Jesus. They said, you helped other people. You did all these miracles. Do a miracle now. Come down off that cross. Show us all. And could Jesus have done that? He certainly could have. He could have called legions upon legions of angels to help him come down off that cross. But it wasn't part of God's plan. Jesus could have saved himself. While Jesus hung on the cross, he took our punishment for all the bad things we do. Now, you remember the bad things we do, like if mommy or daddy ask you, did you clean your room? And you say, yeah, but you really didn't. Well, that's telling something that's not true. But sometimes we say it because we don't want to get in trouble. But all we have to do is say we're sorry. And all we have to do is say, Jesus, please forgive me for saying something that wasn't true. That's why Jesus paid the price right here for all those things. He took our punishment. During that time, God made the sky very dark. Although it was in the middle of the day, the sun didn't shine. It was dark for a long time. Then Jesus said, it is finished. And he died. He finished taking the punishment for our sin. He gave his life for us because he loves us and he wants us to be forgiven. One of the soldiers watching Jesus that day cried out, truly, this was the Son of God. Oh no, I think we made a mistake. We killed somebody that was perfect in every way. And Jesus could have stopped that, but that was not part of God's plan. Jesus did this. The love he has for you and me, it's just unbelievable. After Jesus died, some friends who loved him very much wanted to bury his body. A friend, Joseph, laid Jesus' body inside his own tomb and closed the tomb. A big, heavy stone was rolled in front of the doorway to the tomb. Because enemies of Jesus had heard Jesus say after 3 days he was going to rise again, they wanted to make sure that the soldiers were watching. They were going to stay right there because they remembered after 3 days Jesus was going to rise again. So they waited, and Pilate sent soldiers to guard the tomb. Next time we show a video, I'm going to tell you what happens on that third day. Something special. That's why we celebrate Easter, because this is something special. Jesus died, but he didn't stay. He didn't stay that way. And you're going to find out later what happens. I hope you watch next time so we can learn what happens on that special day. Now, let's review your Bible card number 20. You already took this home, but we're going to review it. It says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. Let's say it again together. I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. Okay, and our new card that went home, this is for next week. This is what yours looks like, and then this is mine right here. And it says, this is card number 21. Even a child is known by his doings. And that's Proverbs 20:11. Okay, let's say it again together. You ready? Even a child is known by his doings. Proverbs 20:11. Okay, practice your card. Okay, Jesus wants us to do our very best. And that's all of our Bible for today. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to our phonics lesson today. Why don't you go ahead and get out your seat work folder, and we'll go over all of our charts together. Are you ready? Okay, what kind of chart is this? That's right, this is our vowel chart. Are you ready? A says ah, ah. E says eh, eh. I says eh, 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 eh. O says ah, ah. U says I know my vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Okay, what kind of chart is this? That's right, this is your consonant chart. Let's go over, we're just going to do this chart, and then next week we're going to do the back of that chart with our other consonants. Okay, you ready? T says t, as in table. T says t, t, t. L says O, as in lamp. L says O. B says B, as in bell. B says B. N says N, as in nest. N says N. M says as in milk. M says H says as in horse. H says S says as in sun. S says C says k, as in cat. C says k. D says d, as in dog. D says d. G says g, as in goat. G says g. All right, we're going to move over here, and we're going to do our sight words. Okay, you ready? Sight word, sight word, is. Sight word, and. Sight word, the. Okay, we're going to move over here. Now we're going to go over our 1 vowel and 2 vowel rule words. Okay, I'm going to mark it with my red pen. All right, how many vowels does this word have? 1, that's right. So when a word has only 1 vowel, it usually says its short sound, and we mark it with a smile. Okay, how many vowels does this word have? That's right, 2. So when a word has two vowels, the first vowel says it's long sound, and the second one is silent, so we slash it. Okay, now let's read these words. This one has the short sound. It's going to say ah, ah, ah. This one has the long sound. We put that straight stick on top, and it's going to say its name. The A is going to say A. It's going to say its name. Are you ready? Let's read our blends first. Mad, mad. Next word. Made, made, made. The E, we see it, but we are not going to say it. It's silent. We slashed it. Next word. How many vowels does this word have? One. When a word has one vowel, it usually says it's short sound, so we mark it with a smile. This word. How many vowels does this word have? Two. That's right. So when a word has two vowels, the first vowel says it's long sound, and the second one is silent, so we slash it. Okay, let's read these words. Let's start with our blend. Bit, bit. Next word, this one is going to say the long sound. It's going to say its name. It's an I. It's going to say I. Bite, bite. Okay, let's come down here. Next word, how many vowels does this word have? One. When a word has only one vowel, it usually says it's short sound, and we mark it with a smile. Next word, how many vowels does this word have? It has two. So when a word has two vowels, the first vowel says it's long sound, and the second one is silent, so we slash it. Okay, let's read. We're going to read our blend. Can. And this one's going to say its name. A says A. Cane. Cane. Okay? Next word. How many vowels does this word have? One. When a word has one vowel, it usually says it's short sound, and we mark it with a smile. Next word. How many vowels does this word have? It has two. When a word has two vowels, the first vowel says it's long sound, and the second one is silent, so we slash it. Okay, let's read. Let's read our blend first. Thin. Next word, the I is going to say I. It's going to say its name. Fine. Thin, fine. Okay? Now we're going to come over here. This right here, when we have two consonants that look the same, that sound the same, we say they are double consonants. But we only say it one time. Okay? So, I'm going to underline our blend. Okay, you ready? Miss. Hill. So we have two consonants that look the same, sound the same. We just say a double consonant one time. This right here is what we call a special sound. These two sound the same, but they don't look the same. A C says k and a K says k. They say the same thing, but they don't look the same. We call it a special sound. But we're only going to say it one time. So I'm going to underline your blends. Okay, you ready? Duck, duck. We just say that sound one time. Lick, lick. We just say that special sound one time. Okay, we're going to come over here. These three cards here are called punctuation marks, and they're just your basic punctuation marks. Later on, as you get bigger and you start reading more, you will learn some different punctuation marks, But these three are your basic. This is the one, the purple one, is the one you learned first. And that is called a period. And with a period, we're going to stop. That's right, we're going to stop. This one is the one you learn next. And a lot of them call it a mystery, but we call it a question mark. And what that does is, when you see that at the end of a sentence, you ask a question like, are you my friend? Do you love Jesus? Is your shirt blue? That's the kind of things, when you see this mark, you're going to stop and you're going to ask a question. This one right here is called an exclamation mark. And this one right here just shows a little bit of emotion, like, ouch, or stop. Okay, so when you see this in a sentence, you're going to show a little bit of emotion. Okay, so a period, we're going to stop. A question mark, we're just going to simply ask a question. And an exclamation mark, we're going to show some emotion. Okay, so if I take a bunch of words, I'm going to form a sentence. Okay, and a sentence always begins with a capital letter and it ends with a period. Well, not all of them do, but these sentences will end with a period. Okay? They're always going to begin with a capital letter and end with a period. This first sentence right here, does anybody see any sight words? Let me look. I'm going to take my black pen and I'm going to put a little mark under our sight words. Sight words, we don't sound them out, we just say them. So, put your hands up and let's look for some sight words. Oh, I see one right here. And I see one right here. So when we get to that mark, we're not going to sound it out. Let's see if we can read the sentence number 1. Sight word, the. Underline your blends. Pig, pig. Sight word, is. Fat, fat. A period means we're going to stop, okay? The pig is fat. Sentence number 2. Do you see any sight words? I bet you do. Here's one right here. Okay, I'm going to underline our blends. And we're ready to read. You ready? Tom. Got. Sight word, bat. And a period means we're going to stop. Okay, let's read that sentence again. Tom got a bat. Okay, last sentence. Do you see any sight words? No, but do you see a double consonant? I sure do. I see a double consonant right here. But how many times do we say a double consonant? 1 time. I'm going to underline our blends, and we're ready to read. Ready? Tip, will, dig. And a period means we're going to stop. Okay, let's read that again. Tip, will, dig. And we're going to stop. Good job, guys. I hope you learned something today. Next week, we're going to review again. Make sure you're doing all your papers and you do your very best.
Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and move to numbers now. All right, guys, so if you look up here, we're going to go over our numbers houses, all right? First, we need to start somewhere. Where do we always start? At 0. Good job. So for now, we're going to count our fathers, and we're going to go across this way. We're only going to do this side of the chart today because I'm running out of breath, and I don't think I can count that far. All right, so let's focus on our fathers. So for the first father is 0. Then we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. All right, we're going to stop here for today, and then we'll count the rest of them next week. Remember, whenever we talk about fathers, we have to look for something special. They are so special. What do we always have at the back of a father? What number is that? A 0. We have a 0 at the back of every single father. Look at those. That's how we know that they are the fathers. So now we're going to go into our number houses. We're going to start off with the ones family. And it's the ones family because there's just one number in the box. All right, you ready? Let's count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job. Now, right now, when we count our teens, I need everybody to stand up, and we're going to count our teens standing up. Are you ready? We always start with the father, and the father of the teens family is the number 10. Ready? Together. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Good job. You may be seated. We're going to move on to the 20s family. And we call them the 20s family because every single one of these numbers has a 2 in the front. Are you ready? We'll start with the father. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh, counting is so hard. All right, good job, guys. We're going to move on to the 30s family. In the 30s family, the father has a 3 in the front and then the 0 in the back. So for this family, we will see 3s in the front of all of these numbers. Are you ready? All right, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, I wonder if you know what the next family is. It's this one. Can anybody tell me what this number is? That's right. It's the number 40. All right, let's count the 40s family. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. All right, the last one that we're going to do today is the 50s family. And we call it the 50s family because they all have a 5 in the front right here. And the father is the number 50. So that's why we say the 50s family. Are you ready? 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59. Good job, guys. All right, so now we're going to move to the board, and to help us finish our numbers lesson is Miss Jen. All right, guys, because Miss Nikki's not going to be able to be here with y'all much longer because the baby's about to be here. So to help us in numbers is Miss Jen. Can everybody say, hey, Miss Jen?
Hey.
All right, guys.
All right. So we're going to move on to the board here. And first, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to introduce this number. You know how Amber Lamb brought you your new letter every day? Well, this Button Bear has brought us a new number. It is number 20. It has a 2 in the front and a 0 in the back. And its father is the 20 in the 20s family. Okay? So, now we're going to move on to this here. This is going to be the number we're going to be practicing, okay? It is number 16. First, we start at the red dot here, and we go all the way down. We make a 1. Then we're going to practice the number 6 here. So you come all the way straight down. We touch the bottom. We come around to make a 6. Okay, so now we have the number 16 here. It is, and do y'all know what family this is in? What's the father? Right, 10 is the father of 16. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to move on to this right here. We are going to count the objects. We're going to count them with a slash. We're going to slash each one as we count.
and then we're going to circle the correct number of how many objects that is. So I'm going to grab my red marker here. Here we go. We're going to count these triangles here. Ready? Let's count. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we have 11 triangles here, and we have numbers on the side here. Is this number 11? No, this is 10. Is this number 11? This is 13. That's not 11. Is this number 11? Yes, great job. So we're going to circle number 11, and 11 is 2 ones. It's a 1 and a 1. Great job. So now we're going to move on to this one here. We have some circles. We're going to count these objects here. And we're going to put a slash through each one that we count. All right, here we go. Y'all ready to count? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we have 12 circles here. So let's look on the side here and see which one is a 12. This is an 11, so that's not 12. Is this 12? Yes, good job. This is 12. Awesome, and then that says 13. So this is a 1 and a 2, that makes 12. Okay, so we're going to move on to the squares here. We're going to count all of these objects here, and we're going to circle which one it is on this side. Okay, so we'll let y'all count with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. So now we're gonna circle which one is 15 on this side. Okay? So we have 15 here, a 1 and a 5, and we have 17 here, a 1 and a 7, and we have 19, a 1 and a 9, okay? So how many did we have? 15, that's right. So we're gonna circle 15 right here. Awesome job, awesome counting, okay? Now we're gonna move on to larger and smaller numbers, okay? So I am going to, let me get a blue one here. Okay, got a blue marker. Okay, here's my numbers up here that we're gonna work with, okay? So first, right here, we are gonna see which one is larger. We have an 11 and we have 14. Which one of these numbers is larger? Great, 14 is larger. Okay, so we have in this one, we have 11 and 14. 14 was the larger number, okay? We're gonna move to this one now. We have the number 18 and the number 10. Which one of these numbers is larger? Do you know? Great. So 18 is the larger number. 18 has a 1 and an 8, and a 10 is a 1 and 0. So the 18 is larger. Great. Now we're going to move on to this. Which one is smaller? Which one of these is smaller, okay? Okay, let's start with the smaller. Which number is smaller? We have 16 here, and we have 12. Which one is smaller? Right, 12. 12 is smaller. It's a 1 and a 2, that's 12. And we had 16, a 1 and a 6. So the 12 was smaller. That's great. Okay, so now we're moving on to this one. Which one is smaller, 14 or 19? Great, 14. 14 is smaller. Oh, you did awesome. Okay, now we're moving on here. We're going going to identify the number that is behind the apple, okay? So here we go. Let's identify what this one is. This is 15. It is part of the teen family. A 1 and a 5, that's 15. Okay, now we're going to move on to this one. What number is that? Great, it's 13. Awesome. So 13, a 1 and a 3. Okay, let's move on to this one. What number is this? 17. Great, a 1 and a 7 makes 17. Now we're going to move on to this one. What number is this? 19. Awesome. A 1 and a 9 make 19. Great job. Okay, now we're moving on to this. We're going to see what comes next, okay? We have flowers here. This has the number 12. This has the number 13. What would come next? We're going to count 12, 13, 14. Great. A 14 is a 1 and a 4. 1 in front and a 4 behind. That's 14. Okay, so 12, 13, 14. Okay, let's move on to this one. 6, 7. What comes next? 8. Good job. 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're going to move on to this one. We have 14, 15. What comes next? 14, 15, 16. Good job. Awesome. Y'all did so great today. I'm glad I got to do numbers with you today. See you later.